Zulu 4 Zulu Kilo.
That's a tongue twister. Kilo Zulu 4 Zulu Kilo. Not really, but anything's a tongue twister for me. My name, Jim, sometimes it's just really tough. Anyway, what's the name there?
Hey, Jim, we've talked a couple of times in the last few months. The handle here is Smiley, Sierra Mike India, Lima, Echo Yankee.
Roger, Smiley, and what's your location, sir?
I'm in Ellijay, Georgia, in the North Georgia mountains.
Roger, North Georgia. Well, coincidentally, I am on the Georgia SDR, and I was just thinking, depending on what radio you're running, sir.
Running a 7300 right now. You may remember me as you being my first HF contact in 38 years several months ago.
Yes, sir, I do recall that. I certainly do. Well, what I would do on your EQ, I would add a couple of clicks of top end. I'm hearing some room noise. Now, what I would suggest is that you maybe work that mic. How far away are you working that mic now?
Oh, about a foot, 10 inches to a foot.
Yeah, I would move closer. Which mic is that?
It's an ICOM SM30.
Yes, sir. I would move to about 4 to 5 inches away from that mic. I would work that mic about 4 to 5 inches. That will cut down on your room noise, and also it should help your EQ top end. But I would look at you may need to readjust your AOC level when you start working closer. So let's do a setup on that. If you would, you should be running your compressor at about a 3. Is that a Roger?
That is a Roger. We are at 3.
All right. Now I would move to my AOC meter, and I would start working in my microphone at about 4 to 5 inches. 4 inches. Let's say 4 inches. So, and then you would adjust your mic gain until your AOC is running a mid-scale to 2/3 by, since you're working closer to mic.
Okay. We're pumping up on 1/2, and we're going to run it up a little higher, go higher and higher and a little higher, up to about 70, and it's not going but just a little over half.
Okay. Now, do you know where your EQ is on that radio?
I do. It'll just take me a couple of seconds to get there.
All right. I want you to increase your top end 2 clicks to begin with. 2 clicks additional top end EQ from wherever you are at the moment on your treble equalization. Plus 2 clicks additional from where you are.
Okay, it is set flat right now, and I'm going to go 1, 2.
Okay, so you're plus 2 clicks hotter than where you were, Roger?
Roger, we are at plus 2 clicks now.
All right, I go 1 more click, plus 3. 1 more click boost to top end treble EQ.
Okay, we are at plus 3 now.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Just a little bit of room noise. You must, is that must not be too much furniture in your radio room there.
This radio room is an 8x10 shack that I finished out, with the air conditioning and heat, and put siding on the walls and did the electrical myself and everything. And I don't know, the noise may be coming from the amp. It's a Ameritron amp, and the fan is a little loud.
Roger. Now, I hear the whine in the background. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual acoustics of the room, the reverberation of the room. So what I'm going to have you do is move closer to that microphone. I want to start hearing you more than the reverberation of the room. So if you would come to about 2 inches from that microphone, and hopefully that's not too uncomfortable for you, but I think you're going to, to get an ideal audio signal, you're going to be needing to be in that location to not have much room noise and not have much amplifier whine. So if you will come up on that mic till you're about 2 inches away, and then you may have to go back to your ALC and readjust your ALC level for mid-scale to 2/3 with the newer proximity to microphone that you're running, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, okay. I'm up about 3 inches from the mic now. It is a desk mic, so it is a little uncomfortable to do it this way. But this mic also has a gain control on it.
Yeah, no, that would just make the thing worse. I would leave that microphone EQ the audio control just exactly perfect. Now, is it that the microphone is too high or too low?
Well, it's right in front of my face right now, but it normally sits down fairly low.
Roger. I was just thinking if you might need a different air chair. You might need a different air chair to make that desk mic work out to where you can comfortably work it, a couple of inches or 3 inches away. Because unless you do a major treatment to your room, if you work it further away than that, you're going to have room reverb in your audio, Roger.
Roger, I understand that. Okay, well, we'll work on building a little shelf here to put the mic on right in front of my face. How about that?
Hey, all right. Whatever works. Yeah, you need, that's the thing about amateur radio. Our shacks are not always in ideal environments, but we have to make them work. And I have found that one of the easiest ways to make almost any room work is if you tight mic. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen one of my videos, but I work extremely tight mic. I'm right on top of the mic. I do run a windscreen, and the windscreen just takes all of the gobbledygook that may be floating around and filters it out, and the only thing left is words. So you might consider, now that you're working that mic just a little bit closer, you might consider getting a foam windscreen from your local music store. I think they're like $3 or $4, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, I'll do that. In the past, I have done some audio technical stuff, so I'm pretty familiar with that kind of stuff. And I think I'll also probably get a little bit quieter stand to do that.
Roger. Or, sometimes you can put that amp downriver. I have my amp probably about 6 feet away on a pedestal, about 4 feet tall, 4 or 5 feet tall, and it's like I say, you want to try to get that amp. You're talking about a bunch of RF floating there, and I have found that if you can move that RF downriver from the mic, you'll have less possibilities of getting RF in the AF. Just you want it where you can reach it, but you don't want it necessarily in the center of your orbit as far as your radio room. You want your radio maybe in the center, and your power amp off to, say, the right hand side, maybe 3 or 4 feet, because there's no reason. Once you tune up, theoretically, then you shouldn't necessarily need to have immediate control over that amp, Roger.
Roger, understand. It's actually about 2 feet away right now, and I'm looking at the ALC meter again, and it's actually a little higher than what it was doing. It bumps up around 60%. So we've definitely made some headway here. And I just wanted to mention also that you are really booming in here today. You are much louder than you have been the last 2 or 3 Fridays.
Roger, Roger. Well, it's Mother Nature for you. You know, we did a couple of things here, and I think it's helped out. You know, that's the whole thing about amateur radio. You're constantly, you know, experimenting and trying different things. You just have to, you know, be careful, because sometimes you can experiment right into oblivion, and you don't want to experiment quite that far, Roger.
Experiment quite that far, Roger.
Roger that, Jim. Jim, I appreciate your help very much. I don't want to hog this thing any further. Look forward to talking to you again. And once again, I appreciate it. 73 to you.
Roger, Roger. Now, you do have that distinctive whine in the background. It sounds like maybe a 747 coming in for a landing. And you know, it doesn't, as far as compete with your voice, you know, it's just in the background. You can leave it for the next 20 years, or if the mood strikes you as something that you want to tackle, maybe you could change that blower to a quieter blower, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, I'll look into that, because I can, of course, I've got tinnitus so bad I can't hardly hear anything except what's in my head. But I can definitely hear that, and it does sound a little like a 747 at the distance.
Roger, and like I say, the other option to that is moving it a little bit further downriver, maybe 4 feet from, you know, 2 or 3 feet further, you know, to the side from where it is at the moment. The further distance, you know, 2 things: proximity to microphone, and as far as signal to noise ratio, and I'm talking about noise as being anything that's in the room, the acoustic reverberation of the room, or the amplifier blower whine. If you were to take that amplifier and move it a couple of more feet away from the microphone, you would again drop the level of the background of that amp into your audio system, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. We'll look into that also. That'll be some serious rearranging, huh?
Yeah, I know what you mean. All right, so let me get out of here. Smiley, 3 to you, sir. It's sounding really good. Thanks for dropping by, Roger.
Yeah, thanks for dropping by, Roger.
Roger, thanks again, Jim. I appreciate it. KZ4ZK is clear.
Roger, Roger. And your EQ is just perfect. Your dynamic range, it looks to be about 3 dB, so your average percent of peak modulation is 80 to 85%. Get the Gorilla Tape and taper down. 3 to you, sir. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. We are recording now live till 5. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.